I think we got it fixed up. Alright everybody, what is up? What is up? As always, thanks for stopping by to another video today. We are coming at you from the garage today. Take a look at my Harley Davidson Street Bob and my Harley Sportster Iron 1200. We're going to be taking a look at the Iron 1200 today, the Sportster, because I've been having some funky stuff going on with the dash here and starting up the bike. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to give you some simple tips and tricks, tell you the symptoms and diagnosis that I think I've been having going on here with the Sportster and why it's been giving me like a funky startup situation right here. And then we'll give you some simple tips and tricks to make sure it doesn't happen to you. Make sure you don't get stranded out there when you're riding your Sportster. So what exactly is it that I'm talking about here? Well, if you guys have been tuning in for a little while, you guys might remember a trip in a video I made where I went camping because I could not get the red Street Bob started up that day. Totally different issue. That has been corrected at this time. That was mostly just due to a blown fuse right down here. The bike wouldn't start, so we ended up taking the Sportster on that long camping trip. And what I noticed along the way during that trip started to make me nervous because I was like, oh my God, I got one bike that won't start. I got another bike doing something weird here. What was happening while I was riding was you see the blinking red security light here. That was staying on. That was staying on the whole time I was riding. It would be a solid red flash right here instead of blinking. It was just solid the whole time. And that kind of made me nervous at first. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but the bike actually was running fine. It started up every time. It was running fine. It was perfectly good the whole entire trip for 3 days. So I didn't really think too much about it. I wasn't too worried about it. On the way back, it actually went away. It went back to its normal blinking like that. It wasn't solid red anymore. And I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and look into it at a later time. And I got more time to look into it. And I never really did. So go ahead and fast forward to now. I've been having some weird scenarios where I'll hit the on switch right here and I'll have some hesitation with the bike starting up. Sometimes this light will give a rapid flash right here. Sometimes it'll tell me to enter my PIN. Sometimes nothing will happen at all. And you guys are probably already starting to realize what the issue might be and what the simple fix might be. But let's go ahead, and I've got the key fob with me here in my pocket. So let's go ahead and hit the run switch. I'm gonna see what it does right now at this moment, give you guys a little bit of insight into what it's doing. So let's go ahead and hit it. So right there on that one, you guys saw that little bit of hesitation and it had a quick rapid flash right there, which doesn't normally happen. I'm gonna turn it off, turn it on again, see what happens. And so even some of the times I was doing that, I would get the little indicator across the digital display right here. It would say enter pin. As you guys know, most of the modern day Harleys can be started up by setting a pin, entering it instead of having your key fob. That'll go ahead and be able to get your bike started. So my theory and thought process was, I was like, this has to be something related to the key fob. I was pretty sure that it was probably the battery dying. And so I was almost positive and 100% certain without even doing any research that I'm like, if I go ahead, swap out the key fob battery, I'm pretty sure that is gonna go ahead and resolve that startup situation that had been occurring there. Now, I will say I've been riding the bike for 4 years now, same key fob, same battery. So I think it does take probably almost about 4 years for these things to go. But we're gonna go ahead and switch it out right now. I'll show you guys how to switch out the battery and then see if that helps get this thing started up a little bit smoother. Let me know what issues or problems or experiences you guys have ever had with any key fob battery issues or any symptoms or display diagnostic type things you've ever had with any of your Harley bike, because like I said, most of them have these indicators here. Let me know what you guys have experienced with any like dying key fob batteries or recommendations you guys have for key fob batteries, getting them replaced or knowing when to replace them. So all you're gonna need to do to pop this thing open is you're gonna want your new battery. It's gonna look like your standard, typical like watch type battery. You're gonna want the lithium CR2032. That's what's gonna fit in the key fob there. If you take a look at the key fob, you should have a little section right here where you're going to be able to just kind of pry this open with any kind of sharp object. We'll use the knife right here, pop the new battery in. There you go, it's going to pop open as simple as that. You're going to see the old battery in there. Let's go ahead and pop that out. And then we'll go ahead and pop in the new one. All right, and then simply just go ahead and put your fob back together. Snap it all back into place. Make sure it's nice and tight. There we go. All right, so this will be the test now. See, we've still got it blinking while the bike is off. That's normal right there. You'll see that red flash again. So then let's go ahead and see what it does with the new battery in the fob. So there you have it. Quick, simple fix to make sure we got the bike starting up right. If you saw right there, there was no flash of the red. It was not blinking super fast like it was before with the dead battery in there. We'll show you one more time. Go ahead and click it off. And then we'll show you another good, correct, smooth start up here. So that shows you just how swapping out that battery is going to help you fix that solution. Something that you definitely want to pay attention to, because you don't want to get stranded out there, because like I said, there was a couple times where I had clicked it over earlier and I didn't get any electrical, nothing, no fuel pump, no noise, no anything. Some of those other ones, I believe that is an indicator of your battery going bad when you get those lights flashing right there, if it's staying on while you're riding, or if it's asking you to enter your PIN. If you're not getting that stuff firing up right away, that's an indicator of your key fob battery starting to go bad. You want to make sure you get that switched out. So remember, like I said, just a quick, simple trick or tip, or just a simple reminder to go ahead, swap out those key fob batteries. You're going to start to see some of those weird little symptoms going on there. If your key fob battery is starting to die, you're going to want to make sure you get it switched out in a timely manner so you don't get stranded somewhere with your bike not starting at all. One thing I would recommend is, here's what a full pack looks like. If you just throw one of these in your saddlebag or any bag that you travel with, you get like a 3, 4, 5 pack, whatever it is, you're always gonna be good. Never gonna be stranded. Like I said, don't forget, I mentioned that mine lasted about 4 years. This is the first issue I've ever had with this one. First time I've ever noticed any symptoms at all. So again, remember, the symptoms that I started to notice was a steady red light right here while riding. That flashing red was just staying on. The next symptom was a super fast flashing red light when hitting the starter here. See how it stays solid now that we got the good battery in there. When we first started this up at the beginning of the video, remember that was a flashing red light. There were also times it asked me to enter my PIN right here. It was a slow startup before everything kicked on. And then sometimes it wouldn't start up at all. So those are definitely some indicators and some symptoms of your key fob battery starting to die. Alrighty guys, so I think that is going to wrap this one up for now as we take a final look at the Street Bob over here. The Sportster, like I said at the beginning, make sure you go ahead, drop any of your key fob battery experiences, diagnostics, symptoms, or issues down in the comments. Let me know what you guys have ever experienced there. But I do think we will go ahead and wrap this one up for now as we take one final look at the Softail Street Bob over here, the Harley Sportster Iron 1200. As always, if you like anything we got going on here, make sure you go ahead and like this video, drop a comment down there, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with everything we got going on. But other than that, make sure you guys ride safe out there. Make it a good one, guys. It's the Moto Jawn. We'll see y'all on down the road. Peace.